Yo, Cardi B just publicly spun the block on the same man the internet was burying 2 weeks ago. We talking hugs, kisses, hands around the waist, the whole package, like the court case, the chef, the 6 baby mamas, and the messy text messages never even happened. And Stefon really thought trotting her out at a Mother's Day event, with a straight face, was the smartest move of his life? Bro, you got mothers scattered across 3 time zones, and you picked this weekend to do a soft launch? Stefon really woke up and chose violence against his OWN public image. Before we get into it, subscribe, don't miss it. Nah. So here's the skeleton. Yo, Backlash Almanzo, Cardi B herself, was photographed cozied up with Stefon Diggs at his Diggs Deep Foundation a moment-for-moment wellness event in Washington, D.C. on May 9th, 2026. Pictures and videos hit Instagram that same weekend, and US Weekly dropped a follow-up the next Monday confirming she's slowly letting him back in. Stefon really thought a charity stunt was gonna distract us from the fact that a jury just heard his text messages out loud. Now let's pull up the receipts that show why this whole reunion is screaming louder than the cheers at that event. Let's start with the source that lit the match. In their exclusive published May 12, 2026, US Weekly quoted an insider saying, "She is giving him a second chance but is not fully committing to him," adding that Cardi is slowly letting Stefon back in and that things are no longer contentious. When I read that, I was like, slowly? Sis, you were photographed with this man's lips on your face. There ain't nothing slow about that. Bro really got his PR team out here selling us slowly like we don't have eyes. Page 6 picked up the same insider tea on May 12th and added, "They've been in closer contact lately," explaining Cardi, born Backlash Almanzo, has been reopening the lines of communication. When I read this part, I had to do a double take, because closer contact is a wild euphemism for hugged up on a stage 2 days after Mother's Day. Now here's where it gets wild. Just hours after those photos went viral, Chef Jamila Mila Adams, the same chef who took Stefon to court, went on Instagram and posted a now viral video aimed at Cardi B. According to Reality T's transcript posted May 12, 2026, Mila said, "The way he treated you when you were pregnant, the way he talked to you when you were pregnant, the way he treated you in the delivery room, the way he treated you after the baby, the same persons that abuse you abuse me. And our text messages show how he belittled you, how he spoke to you." When I heard this, I had to rewind 3 times. Because if even half of what she's implying is true, then those rooftop kisses are looking less romantic and more like a hostage situation. Then there's the verdict itself. On May 5th, 2026, a Massachusetts jury found Stefon Diggs not guilty of assault and felony strangulation after deliberating less than 2 hours. Jurors rejected Mila's account that he hit and choked her during a December 2nd dispute. Stefon literally walked out the courthouse, dusted his shoulders off, and 4 days later was kissing Cardi for a photo op. That's a move of someone desperate to flip the narrative. And the receipt that lives rent-free in NY head? Cardi's own song. On her single Outside, released June 20th, 2025, she rapped, "Do you how you do me. Bet you we won't speak again, a favorite player from your favorite team. He in my DM." Bro really believed his own girlfriend's anthem about getting out and didn't think he'd end up the next chapter of it. Nah, you can't write a song called Outside and then drag everybody back inside the toxicity. Then on May 11th, 2026, Mila dropped another caption that read, "You know exactly who he really is. He treated her the same way." Bro said what? When the OPPS and your situationship and your ex-employer are saying the same thing about you in public, that ain't a coincidence. That's a pattern. Now that we got the quotes, let's connect the dots. Now check the timeline, because this is where it gets Sue's. The split everybody talked about, it happened the day after the Super Bowl, February 9th, 2026, when fans noticed Cardi and Stefon unfollowed each other on Instagram. That's it. That was the whole breakup announcement. No statement. No press release. Just an unfollow. Stefon really thought we wouldn't connect the fact that the unfollow happened right as the chef case was heating up in the news cycle. That's terrible strategy. Brew. Now look at what happened next. April 9th, 2026, barely 2 months after the so-called split, Stefon showed up to her Little Miss Drama tour stop in Washington, D.C., sitting in the crowd with his mom and his brother Trayvon. His MOM and his brother. You don't bring your mama to your ex's concert if you are actually broken up. That's the move of somebody who never left. And the griot confirmed they were spotted leaving the after-party together, too. So when you map it out, unfollow February 9th, court verdict May 5th, concert reunion April 9th, Mother's Day photo op May 9th. That's not a breakup. That's a calculated publicity timeout. Any smart person would have waited months after a verdict like that before going public again. But Stefon waited 4 days. 4 days. That tells me his team needed the win bad and they cashed in their Cardi card the second the gavel hit. And here's the behind-the-scenes piece nobody's clocking. According to the U.S. Sun's October 2025 reporting, Stefon allegedly has 6 baby mamas, including Kaina, and the woman fans nicknamed Kiki, Do You Love Me? And at least one was reportedly pregnant at the same time as Cardi. So at a Mother's Day Foundation event, for mothers, only O&E of the 6 is in frame. Make it make sense. That's not coincidence. That's curation. Stefon's PR team literally cropped the rest of his lineup out of the picture. The label of business context matters too. Stefon is currently an NFL free agent post-Patriots. No team. Public image damaged. Court case fresh. Who's the biggest asset he could realign with to repair his brand? A Grammy-winning rapper with a song literally called Outside, trending on every chart. That's not love. That's leverage. And Stefon really thought we wouldn't notice the timing of his redemption arc syncing up perfectly with his next contract negotiations? That's a move of somebody who doesn't have real advisors, just yes men. Now check this out. Nobody's talking about the body language at that wellness event. Zoom into one specific moment captured by E! News. Cardi standing in front of him, his hand low on her waist, her leaning back into his chest. That specific posture, back to chest, hand placement low, that's not co-parenting body language. That's we never stop body language. Co-parents stand side by side. Lovers stand front to back. And Stefon really didn't catch that the entire internet would forensically dissect that one frame? Embarrassing. Now zoom into O&E word from the US Weekly leak. Contentious. The source said things are no longer contentious. That word is doing Olympic-level lifting in that sentence. Contentious is what you say when there was an argument, not a breakup over infidelity. PR firms pick that word on purpose because it makes a situation sound like a misunderstanding instead of a multi-woman, multi-baby, multi-court document situation. That's psychological framing, and Stefon's people are good at it. Now dissect O&E phrase from Mila's video, the night that I'm talking about. That's not vague, that's strategic vagueness. She's not naming the night because she's signaling to Cardi specifically that you know which one I mean. That's a coded receipt. That's how somebody talks when they are not ready to drop the full file but want the target to know it exists. And Stefon really doesn't realize that line is a ticking time bomb sitting in Cardi's DMs right now. That's the problem with him. He doesn't read between the lines. Let me decode one more piece. The location choice. Why DC? Why not Atlanta, where her family is? Why not New York, where she's based? DC is where Stefon attended her tour stop in April. DC is neutral, low paparazzi traffic, and home base for his foundation. Picking DC wasn't random. It was the only city where their reunion could be staged as natural. That's calculated. And anybody with half a brain in PR could have predicted would reverse engineer the location. And finally, the gift. According to Yahoo, Cardi sent Stefon's mom a heartfelt Mother's Day gift right after the event. A gift to his mama. After 2 months of supposedly being broken up. You don't send gifts to a man's mother if you're done. That's a fiancé move. That's a we're locked in move. Stefon thought that gesture was sweet. It was actually a confirmation text to the entire culture that they never really separated. Now let's see how the media spun this thing. Billboard framed it as a romantic reunion, pure feel-good reconciliation, with a headline emphasizing sparking rumors of a possible reconciliation. Soft. Sanitized. The mainstream music magazine angle. People.com went a slightly different route, framing it as confirmed romance. Stefon Diggs kisses Cardi B, leaning into the affection narrative without much skepticism about the timing. That's a celebrity-friendly outlet doing what it does best, putting a bow on a mess. But TMZ and E! News framed it as a spotted getting cozy optic story, emphasis on the witnessing, not the romance. That's a tabloid lens that lets viewers draw their own conclusions about whether this is genuine or staged. Meanwhile, Complex called it a spotted together event, neutral, no commitment either way. And then Reddit's FOMI went the most savage route. Top comment literally reading, "Look, two trash people are back." The general public is not buying the redemption arc. Now, some Cardi defenders are saying it's just co-parenting, that we're being too harsh, that they share a child so this is normal. Some Stefon fans are saying the chef case proved everything was lies and now is vindicated. But those are the same people who thought the unfollow in February meant she was done. Remember the body language we just broke down? Remember the gift to his mom? That's not co-parenting. That's reconciliation with a PR coat of paint. The media trying to spin this for him, but the receipts don't lie. If you still think Stefon has a clean slate after all this evidence, the timeline, the chef's allegations, the 6 baby mamas, the body language, the location calculation, you're not analyzing, you're just biased. But here's what nobody is saying. Mainstream media wants you to believe this is a love story. The narrative they are feeding your power couple weathers a storm, comes back stronger. Beautiful. Romantic. Wrong. Here's what they won't tell you. This is psychological warfare, and Cardi B is a chess piece, not the chess player. I'm going angle 4 on your psychological manipulation, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Stefon Diggs is playing a calculated long game, and the Mother's Day event was move 17 in a 25-move sequence. Think about it. Here's a free agent NFL receiver with a damaged brand, 6 alleged baby mamas, a fresh acquittal that the public doesn't fully trust, and 0 positive headlines for months. What does he need? Public association with someone the culture loves. Cardi is his rehab program. His not in love, his in PR triage. And remember the timeline we mapped? The way the unfollow conveniently happened right when the chef case was about to dominate news cycles? That wasn't accidental separation. That was strategic distancing. He needed her out of the headlines during trial so she wouldn't get dragged with him. Then the second he was acquitted, suddenly he's at a Mother's Day event with her glued to his side. Stefon is playing checkers while everybody thinks they're watching chess, but it's actually 4D Connect 4, and Cardi's the only one who hasn't realized she's a prize, not the player. Now here's the part that's really gonna sting. Remember that song we quoted earlier? Outside? The whole album cycle Cardi is on right now is built on the brand of independent woman who left the toxic man. Her entire 2025 marketing was post-offset, Freedom era, glow up, the works. So when she publicly reconciles with another man who's been accused of mistreatment while she was pregnant by someone who has receipts, she's not just hurting her relationship optics, she's torpedoing her own album narrative. Stefon doesn't care because he gains everything. Cardi loses her entire 2025 thesis. He's using her brand equity as a public relations life raft, and she's letting him climb on while he drills holes in the bottom of her boat. And let's talk about the part nobody in mainstream wants to address. The pattern. Cardi got with Offset at 24, dealt with public infidelity for years, finally filed, branded herself as a woman who left, then linked up with Stefon in October 2024, got pregnant, faced the exact same allegations of overlapping women, separated publicly, and now, she's back. That's not bad luck. That's not men ain't loyal. That's a repeating choice. And the industry knows it. Labels know that Cardi versus a man sells records. It always has. So why would they discourage the cycle? They wouldn't. They are profiting from the dysfunction. Stefon doesn't even have to win her back authentically. He just has to show up at the right event at the right time. And here's the brutal truth. A man can pick up on when a woman is emotionally available for the take-back. Stefon clocked it. He waited. He timed it. He executed. And Cardi walked right back into the script he wrote. Stefon really running a playbook on this woman, and she's smiling for the cameras while he closes a deal. That's the most savage part. She thinks she's choosing him, but he set the bar up months ago. And here's a cultural piece. Hip-hop has trained an entire generation of women to confuse public claim with genuine respect. He posted you, so he loves you. Nah, he posted you because his free agents in negotiation needs a softer image. He kissed you on Mother's Day because his foundation needed positive press the same week his accuser dropped a viral video. Public claiming is branding. It ain't loving. And until the culture separates those two things, we're gonna keep watching successful women like Cardi get used as PR machines for men who are 50% her stature. The media won't tell you this because Cardi is a paying customer of the same outlets that cover her. They need access. They need exclusives. They need the next breakup story. So they'll print reconciliation rumors and second chance forever because the cycle itself is monetizable. And that's the truth they won't tell you. So what happens next? Here's what's most likely to happen. Within the next 90 days, Stefon Diggs is going to sign with a new NFL team. The contract will get announced, and immediately there will be a soft launch photo of Cardi at his first press conference or training camp. That photo will set the tone for his entire next chapter. Redeemed family man, devoted partner, ready to focus on football. Mark my words. But here's where it falls apart for him. Once Stefon's image is rehabbed and his contract is signed, the public attention he needs from Cardi start becoming a liability instead of an asset. He's gonna start pulling back. Fewer public appearances, less posting. And when Cardi calls him out, because she will, he's gonna look desperate scrambling for excuses while the next chef-style allegation drops. The silence is gonna hurt Cardi more than any diss track Mila could write. And the consequences for Cardi? Her female fan base, the one that defended her through the Offset years and the Stefon pregnancy mess, is gonna check out emotionally. Not all at once. Slowly. The way you stop following an ex who keeps making the same mistake. Her album rollout for whatever drops next is gonna feel hollow because the independent woman brand won't fit anymore. That's the price she's paying for this Mother's Day photo op, and she doesn't see the invoice yet. Now, if Cardi actually wakes UP and pulls the plug a third time, different story entirely. If she drops Stefon publicly, like really publicly, not the soft unfollow she pulled in February, she gets to rewrite the narrative. A diss track, an interview, a confessional Instagram live. Boom. Brand recovered. But here's the catch. Even in this scenario, Stefon loses harder. Because if Cardi turns on him a second time, after the chef allegations, after the baby mama's reports, after everything, the public will see him as a common denominator. He's not ready for what's coming if she decides to weaponize her platform against him. We saw what Cardi did to Tasha K when she got pushed too far. Stefon doesn't stand a chance if she goes nuclear on him in a song or a podcast. He'll be unemployable, uninvestable, and uninvitable to red carpets within 6 months. Either way, Cardi wins a long game if she makes the right move. But the way she's moving right now, she's choosing the version where Stefon wins and she pays the bill. Wild. Looking at the bigger picture, this moment is going to be a case study in 5 years. Whatever happens between Cardi and Stefon individually, the culture is taking notes. Young female artists watching this unfold are gonna start asking different questions when they get into industry relationships. Questions like, is this love or is this leverage? That's the only good thing that comes out of this mess. Stefon's long-term legacy, forever associated with this exact moment. 5 years from now, when people Google him, the first result won't be his receiving yards. There'll be the chef trial, the 6 baby mamas headline, and the Mother's Day photo where he tried to use Cardi as a reputation laundromat. That's his permanent record now. He's watching the culture move on without him as a respected athlete, and the only headlines he can generate are tabloid ones. There's nothing he can do about it. And the cultural shift? I think this is a moment where black women on social media collectively start unsubscribing from the ride or die myth. The comments under those Mother's Day photos weren't sympathetic. They were fed UP. That's a vibe shift. And vibe shifts move culture. Stefon picked the wrong year to try this redemption arc because the audience is no longer playing along. Whatever happens, one thing's clear. Stefon already lost the only thing that mattered, the public's trust. And no Mother's Day photo op can buy that back. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering the real story, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss when we expose what everyone else is too scared to say. Ring that bell for notifications. And if you want more truth bombs like this, click on one of these videos next. Trust me, you'll want to see what we found.